Here's how to place graffiti in your map. Click on all prefabs and scroll down till you see these squares. These are your graffiti spots. So you drag it in, and you want it to be on a flat surface. If it doesn't fit, you can resize it. You can also rotate it. You want to make sure it sits flush with the wall so that the hitbox makes sense. Over here where it says UID, you're going to want to click on generate. Now you have to do that for every graffiti you place, otherwise the map won't build. The trigger is pretty small. You can change this if you want it to match the size of the graffiti. You just edit the size of the box collider. You want it to be pretty forgiving for graffiti erasers, and you want it to make sense. So if you see people, if you don't want people to have to jump to get it, if you want people to just be able to slide right by and hit it, just make it big enough to cover that. So now people will be able to just slide right through and hit the graffiti without having to jump to the side. So you can get real creative with the size of your triggers depending on the application, and I'll show you a few examples. So you can place graffiti on the floor and it works perfectly fine. One thing that's fun to do is place graffiti next to grinds. So you see I've made the trigger big enough to where you can just grind right by it and hit it. You can also place graffiti on moving objects. So all you have to do is just place your graffiti, find the object that's moving. So in this case it's the spinner. And then I just take my graffiti and put it inside of the spinner so that way it gets animated with the spinner. So now you can see that works perfectly fine. The graffiti is moving with the spinner. If you make graffiti with the size of a trigger that you'd like to reuse, you can actually save this as a prefab. So you just drag it in right into here, original prefab. Now you can place that same size graffiti again and it'll have that same trigger. So this is really useful if you want all of your graffitis to have a good trigger size without having to do each of them manually.